What an exciting day for foster parents in Indiana. I don't know if you've been following the news at all, but Senate Bill 66 was recently passed into the Indiana legislative budget for 2021. This bill, introduced by Senator Nicholas, provides for a floor for subsidy negotiations of 50% of the per diem rate that foster parents are receiving as licensed foster parents when they foster children through the Department of Child Services. So the bill had to go through an entire process to make it this far. If you're familiar with the legislative process, or you're not familiar with the legislative process, it's actually incredible that any bill actually becomes a law. I'd like to run through what we've been through so far to make it to this point. First off, the bill is introduced. I actually have notes here I'm going to look at. The bill is introduced by a senator. Senator Nicholas introduced the bill. And then it gets assigned to a committee. This was the Family and Child Committee. And then after that, it gets passed through the committee, and then it has to be sent over to Appropriations because there is money involved with the bill. These bills are maybe some of the hardest bills to get passed because there's a financial piece to it. So when it went over to Appropriations, they then had to pass the bill into the budget and then decide where the money was going to come from, either the general fund or if DCS was going to have to pay for it. After that, the House then writes a budget. The budget then gets sent to the Senate. The Senate then amends that budget to include their bills in it. The budget then goes back to the House and then goes to a conference committee where it is then further voted on by 4 individuals, and then it's added into the budget, and then it's voted on by both the House and the Senate. And then after it's voted on by the House and the Senate, it then goes in front of the governor for the governor to either veto it or to sign the budget and make it become law. It's incredible that all of these steps worked out in our favor and that we've made it this far. Now, there is a little bit of talk that this bill, when it becomes a law, the 50% floor might not apply to all of the cans levels. It might only apply to the highest cans level, meaning the lower cans levels of $20-some a day would not have this 50% floor. I'm still not quite sure about that yet. I wanted just to put that out there for everybody. I did have a conversation today with Senator Nicholas, who had introduced this bill. In my conversation today with Senator Nicholas, he said this:
I am so grateful to have been a part of restoring adoption subsidies for parents across the state of Indiana when adopting children with special needs. This truly is a brighter day for Indiana's foster children and all the moms and dads out there waiting to give them safe and loving homes.
Regardless of whether or not this is going to affect your subsidy negotiations, understand that this is a huge win, and that anything in legislation takes time and there's steps that are involved to get to where we want to go. This is just a starting off point, and while this might not help you with your case, and I understand that might be unfortunate for you, this will over time hopefully grow into a more comprehensive law that would cover all cans levels and apply to all families that are negotiating subsidies. I should also mention, I'm not quite sure how this is going to come into effect, but what I would assume is that any subsidy negotiations that haven't been agreed upon by July 1st would be affected by this new law. So I'm hoping to do a lot more of these videos. So if you've enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it the thumbs up and you also hit that subscribe button down below. Lastly, I'd love to hear your comments on how this might affect you and your case, or your feelings about the bill becoming a law in general. So please comment below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. I'd also like to thank Daisy for her contribution to the video today. We couldn't have done it without her. You guys have a great weekend.